I feel like sports has specifically basketball has I guess, a crazy way of, or a weird way of bringing different people, different cultures, different backgrounds, different, religions, anything, just bringing them all together. So I was always outside. I wasn't in the house. Just growing up in the inner city in East Baltimore, just playing with my friends, my homeboys, mainly sports, things to kind of keep me out the streets and things like that. But basketball was definitely my main, I guess, getaway. So whenever we found the opportunity, basketball, playing football in the streets, pick up games anywhere. Pretty much that was my childhood. Playing Nintendo 64. I told my age a little bit with that one, but we was always outside, man. And then just naturally growing up, I found basketball as my, primary sport that I always loved.
It's good. You want Daddy to have one? You want to say your grace?
No.
Okay.
I'm Roy Long. I'm a production supervisor at a pharmaceutical company where we specialize in making like vaccinations and different pharmaceutical drugs.
I'm Tania Long, and I'm the owner of Dimensions Dance Center.
So at my job, I have I want to say 3 or 4, I guess, good buddies of mine that introduced me to the league. I guess the main one might have been Ralph Carlo. So shout out to those guys. They introduced me to the league. And at the time, when they were trying to get me to come play, I was actually, like to say, retired because I had broke my foot a few years ago, and I kind of like retired from all competitive sports. So, man, they got me on the couch and got me back out there. Like I said, shout out to those guys for getting me on the couch.
And Miss Nia, how was your reaction to when he said he was going to do it?
Nervous. Yeah. That pretty much summed it up, just because I know when he plays sports, he's gonna go 110%. Like, it's nothing less than that. So I feel like we went each scrimmage, each game, like, are you sure? Are you sure? And then once I saw him out there and him just kind of being in his element all over again, we stuck it through. So I was nervous, but I'm glad that he found it again.
I had played basketball my whole life. Just growing up in the inner city, like every league or every scrimmage or pickup game I was in, it was always, I don't want to say aggressive is the term. I guess you say it was aggressive. But when I came, out there, it was, like I said, a breath of fresh air. Like everybody was like a family environment. Once I came to the gym, like it was all love. It was competitive. It's always been competitive, but like it was just more like a family environment to where it actually changed me and made me, like I said, fall in love with the game again. Because I didn't have to be on edge when I walked in the gym or even during the games. Like I had fun. My teammates were cool. So it was pretty cool.
What were your feelings? What was like the thoughts going through your head as soon as the clock hit and then you guys really took over?
Yeah, that was a beautiful feeling. I'll never forget it. Championship game, the crowds was going crazy. Our fans and supporters from both sides was going crazy. I like to say competing with each other. But then the moment like the ball went through the hoop, and then like I know for myself, like I screamed and shouted and everything. But just seeing like the replay of the video, seeing all our families and friends run on the court and everybody going crazy. If you see the video, my daughter, she's going crazy. She just running back and forth like she don't know what to do with herself. My wife running on the court, holding my son. So it was a crazy special moment. I'll never forget that. Yeah. Like towards the end, I saw everybody started clearing out. It was a moment I was sitting on the side by myself, like, yeah, I can feel it coming. But I didn't even tell her. But like once we started walking and we got outside, yeah, slowly but surely, my muscles started shutting down on me. So it's actually a problem I've dealt with my whole life playing sports, especially the older I've gotten. So what I have is, one doctor called it a magnesium deficiency. So yeah, what happens is like slowly but surely, like every muscle in my bone starts to tense up and lock up and pretty much shut down on me, to where I can't move at all because it's not getting that replenished with the electrolytes and magnesium specifically back in.
In that moment, how was your reaction?
Every time he plays, I have this kind of like anxiousness that is gonna happen because of how hard he plays every time. And we've dealt with this through flag football, all seasons, like summer, winter, all the things. So, and then we've dealt with it with basketball too. So it's actually a really scary feeling. Like, I'm terrified because one time when it happened at the football field, so as I was arriving and I go into the room and see him, I'm like, this isn't what I expected to see. Like, what's going on? And they pretty much were saying like how his body had depleted and just was like breaking down, and if he didn't get to the hospital quick enough, like he wouldn't have made it. In Glenarm, I had no idea where I was, and I know exactly where I am. I'm very good with directions, so I'm like, I don't know where I am. It was scary, but I feel like my adrenaline just started to flow. Like, I gotta get them there, I gotta be calm for my kids, I gotta make sure my daughter is okay. So after all of that, I finally sat in the moment. But in that moment, I'm just like, I gotta take care of him. And that's why, I don't know, I'm very loud at the games. But anytime, I'm like, if he looks wrong, I'm running on the court. I don't care who's gonna stop me. I'm running out there to make sure he has what he needs, because it's a really scary feeling. But again, he's gonna play 110%. So I'm just gonna be there to support 110%. I actually felt such a moment of relief, because usually every time it happens, well, now that I'm thinking about it, I know how I feel. I really felt alone, because I had to be the protector for him. But in that moment, you guys came like, oh, let me look up the address, as I'm on the phone, like, talking to the paramedics and all of those things. You guys kind of stood in it with a support for me. And my daughter has really bad anxiety. So seeing her dad like that, she was like, I couldn't calm her and also try to be sure that I was there for him. And I don't remember their names, but two of them went and got my daughter, started talking with her. I believe they prayed with her, gave her snacks, and she was like so calm. And that does not happen often. She's not very, she's very particular about the people around her, and that can only come from us because that's how we are. But she's very kind of hesitant around people. So just to see that she was calm, like, that really delighted my heart, and I felt so loved and so supported that I had not felt honestly in a long time. And that really meant a lot. Once we got him to the hospital and I told him, like, they took care of my baby. Like, they had Caleb, who was much younger. Excuse me, he was only 1 at the time. So he doesn't really understand. He just wanted some Cheetos. But they, gave him his Cheetos and sitting on the ground with him. And it's cold outside. And they're like sitting on the ground with him just so that I could go and be what I needed to do for him. That meant so much. And that is literally like something I'll never forget. I don't know their names, but I know their faces. And I know who was there for my baby. So that's truly important for me.